Which horse are you? The 4-horse personality test.
Some choices tell more about you than years of overthinking. Not because they are intelligent decisions, but because they happen before the mind interferes. This moment is one of those moments. Imagine 4 horses standing before you. They are not symbols to analyze, not puzzles to solve. Each one carries a different emotional presence. Before you start assigning meanings, pause, breathe. Let your attention settle naturally. Notice which horse attracts you without effort. Do not explain it. Do not justify it. The moment you analyze, you step away from what this reflection is meant to reveal. Carl Jung believed the unconscious speaks through images and instinct rather than logic. Long before we learn language, we understand the world through feeling, attraction, and resistance. Your unconscious does not argue. It pulls. The horse you feel drawn to is not accidental. It reflects a psychological force that is currently active in your life, whether you recognize it or not. This exercise works because it bypasses rational thinking. As you look, you might feel calm, uneasy, curious, or resistant. Do not correct these reactions. Even resistance has meaning. Sometimes we are drawn not to what is comfortable, but to what is necessary. Once you have chosen, hold that image. Each horse represents a different relationship with instinct, depth, freedom, or the hidden self. None is better than another. They simply reveal how your psyche is trying to grow. This is not about labels or predictions. It is about awareness. Jung called this process individuation, the gradual uncovering of who you truly are beneath conditioning and expectation. You may recognize yourself immediately, or you may feel unsettled. Both are honest responses. Self-understanding is not always pleasant, but it is always real. Let us begin. The first horse, instinct. If the first horse drew you in, you are closely connected to instinct. This does not mean impulsive. It means alive. You feel before you explain. You sense before you analyze. Your emotions are strong, fast, and clear. Passion, anger, excitement, frustration, these are signals, not flaws. Your body often understands situations before your mind catches up. You trust your gut, even when you cannot explain it. From a Jungian view, this reflects a strong instinctual foundation. Instinct keeps us alive, but it also pushes us toward authenticity. You may struggle when you try to suppress what you feel. Ignored emotions do not fade. They build pressure. This can make you appear intense or reactive, but beneath that is courage. It takes strength to feel deeply in a world that rewards numbness. The challenge for you is balance. When instinct leads without awareness, it can create conflict or regret. Growth does not mean extinguishing your fire. It means directing it. People like you bring energy into stagnant spaces. Others are drawn to your presence because it feels real. Ask yourself, where are you explaining away emotions that need to be honored? Your psyche is not asking you to calm down. It is asking you to become conscious. The second horse, depth. If the second horse called to you, your inner world is quiet but profound. You observe more than you react. You listen closely. You notice subtle emotional shifts that others miss. This is not distance. It is emotional intelligence. Silence does not frighten you. It gives you clarity. Jung would describe this as a strong inner observer, the part of the psyche that reflects and integrates experience. You think deeply before speaking because you understand the weight of words. Often, this depth forms early, especially when open expression does not feel safe. Your inner world becomes a refuge. This is strength, but it has a shadow. When feelings stay unexpressed for too long, they do not disappear. They settle. Over time, this can feel like heaviness, fatigue, or quiet disconnection. Your growth lies not in becoming louder, but in selective expression. Someone needs to hear your truth. You lead through presence. People feel calmer around you without knowing why. Ask yourself, where has silence protected you, and where has it limited you? The third horse, transformation. If the third horse attracted you, movement is essential to you. You feel alive when evolving. Routine drains you. You sense when a chapter of life has ended, even before there is proof. You change paths, not out of confusion, but because growth demands motion. From a Jungian perspective, this reflects an active individuation process. You are less interested in fixed identity and more focused on becoming. However, constant movement has a shadow. Sometimes change becomes escape. Speed can hide unresolved emotions. Your fear is not stagnation. It is being trapped in a version of yourself that no longer fits. Patience is your challenge. Some transformations require stillness before action. You are adaptable, resilient, and courageous. You inspire others, but your pace can feel lonely. Ask yourself, are you moving toward something meaningful or simply away from discomfort? The fourth horse, the shadow. If the fourth horse chose you, you are drawn to what lies beneath the surface. This horse represents the shadow, the parts of you that were hidden to gain acceptance or safety. Traits like intensity, ambition, sensitivity, or independence may have felt unwelcome early on, so you concealed them. The shadow is not evil. It is unacknowledged power. Choosing this horse suggests you carry abilities you have not fully claimed, boundaries you hesitate to enforce, truths you avoid expressing because they would require change. What is ignored grows heavier. What is understood becomes lighter. Jung believed wholeness comes from integration, not perfection. The parts of you that feel uncomfortable are not obstacles, they are gateways. Strong emotional reactions toward others are often mirrors, pointing to shadow material waiting to be reclaimed. You possess deep resilience and empathy, born from complexity. Ask yourself, what parts of me am I still hiding to maintain approval? Your psyche is not asking you to eliminate the shadow, but to walk beside it consciously. Integration. The final truth. Your choice was not a label. It was a signal. Each horse represents a dominant force, but no one is made of only one. Growth comes from balance. Instinct without awareness becomes chaos. Silence without expression becomes isolation. Change without grounding becomes restlessness. Shadow without awareness becomes self-sabotage. Your chosen horse shows where your energy flows naturally. The others show what may be waiting for attention. Individuation is not a destination. It is a lifelong process. The unconscious becomes less frightening when it is acknowledged. Inner conflict softens when opposing forces coexist. This reflection mattered not because it predicts your future, but because it reveals your present. As you move forward, notice which inner force is speaking: instinct, stillness, change, or shadow. These moments are not judgments. They are invitations. The path is not about choosing the right horse. It is about learning to ride all of them with awareness.